Yo, how's it going? I don't know how the camera's gonna look. Hopefully it's not too crooked. Let me just fix it a little. Like that. Like that. There you go. Today's a beautiful day, so we're outside. And I kind of just wanted to ramble on because I needed to just talk. But what's today's date? It's March 26th. So we're already 3 months, almost 4 months into 2023. And that's just crazy. It flew by so fast. But I wanted to talk about purpose and trying to find meaning in this digital era. I feel like since I turned 18, so I've been trying to find my purpose and what I'm supposed to do. Find meaning in this meaningless life. And I guess I wanted to talk more about authenticity and trying to find purpose within yourself, and that requires authenticity. I've touched on this before, but I feel like the more I think about it, the more I realize how much I don't know about it. Because authenticity is more than just being yourself. It's about embracing your true nature. But what is our true nature when we're molded by the world around us? Because the moment we come out, we don't come out the womb, pre-programmed to think the way we think. When we're babies, we're like a fresh slate. And then as we get older, we kind of just do the things we see, I guess, if that makes sense. We become programmed by the world around us. And I don't mean program in the sense of we're in the matrix, there's codes everywhere, ones and zeros. Nah, it's more than that. In this digital era, though, I feel like it's harder and harder to do that, to find ways to embrace yourself and to accept your true nature. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really know what I'm gonna say. I kind of just wanted to talk because I feel like I've been lacking purpose. I mean, for the longest time ever. You know what? I'm just gonna hold on. Give me a second. So you can actually see my eyes. I hope you can see my eyes. And I don't look bald. I probably look bald, but I don't give a shit. I've been struggling to find my purpose. All I do is box and make these videos. So I'm not really one to talk about finding purpose and finding meaning, but I guess for me that's how I find meaning. And for me that's my way of embracing myself, is by destroying myself in a way, I guess. I don't even know why I'm trying to find purpose. What's the point, really? I guess it's to live a fulfilling life. But I'm starting to realize I could get the same fulfillment if I just learn how to love my family more. Learn how to love those around me more. Because that's the conclusion I came down to, is just love. And I don't mean that in a romantic way, because for some reason I think my generation has just thinks that, that's the answer. To find a romantic partner. But I think it's more than that. It's about loving your family. And that's kind of ironic coming from me, because sometimes I feel like I neglect my family. And I'm a dickhead to my family. And in a way I am. But from my perspective, it's like I'm not doing it for the sake of just being a dickhead. I'm doing it because I realize that I need to sacrifice, at least for now, I need to sacrifice this part of myself, I guess, in order to give them a better life. Because ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to bring my family up with me. And so I guess that's the kind of the source of purpose that I've kind of clinged on to in the past 2 years. Because I feel like in order for me to grow, I need to be in a whole separate environment, in an environment that suits me, that will allow me to grow. And I can't do that if I'm with my family, as much as I love them. So I think I need to grow. And then once I am at that level that I want to be at, I could bring them in with me. And that way, at least we wouldn't have to be at the bottom anymore. But sometimes I question myself if we're really at the bottom, or if that's just me being delusional and not realizing I had everything already. Maybe it's a bit of both. But I think that's what it all comes down to, is just love. Love for your family. And if you do happen to find a romantic partner that's a perfect fit for you, and you start your own family, that's perfectly fine too. That's all part of love. And ultimately, that's the point I want to get to. It's just to have a nice family, and have a family where I don't have to suffer just to suffer anymore, or I don't have to grow up the way we did growing up. Because as a kid, it's not like, I had like a super rough upbringing. We didn't struggle that much. I feel like there are far more worse upbringings that we could have gone through. But for what it is, I feel like the way I was brought up was pretty good. We always had food on the table. We had electricity. We had warmth. We had love. And I'm not trying to neglect all that. I'm not trying to say I didn't have any of that growing up, because I definitely did, and I'm thankful for that. I really am. That's why I'm doing the things I'm doing right now, because I wanna show them that same love that they showed me, but in the way I know how. But when I say struggle with my upbringings, I mean it wasn't all perfect. It wasn't rainbows and sunshine. We were still on the lower end. I mean, I grew up in a small village in Thailand. We didn't have much. My mom and we lived in like this cabin. It was literally just one room. It was a brick house with one room, no heating, no electricity. I remember this one time. We didn't have electricity, so we would always use candles. And I remember this one time my mom went to her friend's house. Well, after she put me to sleep, I was like super little. I was like, I don't know, 4. But anyways, I think the wax on the candle, it just all melted, and it somehow got onto the chair that it was that was put on, and the chair caught fire. And the next thing you know, it spread throughout my whole house, and a whole half portion of my house was lit on fire. I woke up, I was crying my balls out. Luckily, it didn't block the door or anything. Thank God. I almost I would have died. But anyways, I was crying. I went outside. My aunt saved us, I guess. She put out the fire. Luckily, it didn't get too big, but I guess that was the perk of having a brick house, is that the fire wasn't spreading. But the point is that my mom and I didn't really have much growing up. And when I came to Canada, it was a lot better. But at the same time, I quickly realized we were still struggling. It was a different struggle, in a first world country. My dad is constantly in debt. Bills were always barely just paid. And we never had the most luxurious things. Not that that matters anyways, but I want to be able to show my family that. Because I feel like we really deserve that. Why can't we have all the nice things? Why do we always have to take the scraps, take the crumbs, when we could have the entire plate? And I feel like it's a mentality thing. It's, I guess what I like to call it is immigrant mentality. We think we deserve far less more than what we actually deserve. I feel like I'm Hmong, and I feel like that's kind of the mentality that the Hmong community has, is that we have that immigrant mentality where we still have that village mentality in a first world country, in a big city. We can't do that anymore. And I wanna change that. But maybe that's just me, not looking at the other part of life. Because I'm saying all this from the perspective of a guy who's been living in Ontario all his life. I haven't been to the States. Who knows, maybe those guys down there are far better than I think. Because whenever I go down there, I do see like some of them living a well-off life, and I'm proud. I'm thankful. I'm proud of that. Because I want to see my people doing well. I'm gonna dive into like being Asian. I was going to, at least, but I think I want to save that for another video, like a well thought out video. Right now, I'm just rambling on. My thoughts are all over the place, but yeah. I want to try to be more kind. I feel like I should probably cut this part out. I don't really know what I'm saying now. Yeah, finding purpose in a digital world. In this digital age. It's hard. I think my generation, we seem to have it easy. But I think a lot of us are just lost now. Because we've been fed so much information that we just don't really know what to actually do. We think we do, but we really don't. Am I even making sense? I don't even know, man. I should stop trying to speak on behalf of my generation and just speak for myself. Okay, that's I'm just speaking on my behalf, like from my experiences. But yeah, my favorite thing to do right now is make videos and get punched in the face. We'll see where I am in 5 years. My goals for the next 5 years still include all of this. I want to be able to stay boxing. I want to fight for Canada. And I want to be able to make this into a full-time living. It's what I find fulfilling. It's what I find gives me comfort in a way. Comfort in the discomfort. Because in order for me to succeed in these two areas, I have to make myself uncomfortable. I have to do things that I wouldn't normally do. Do things that'll make my body ache, that'll make my mind ache, and in order for this to work. Including this, because being on the internet is scary. You just have to be so vulnerable, share your thoughts, and you have to allow yourself to be judged. And when people I know in real life find my content, it's kind of scary because it's a deep dive into how I actually think in a way. But there's a difference between how I actually think and how I act on this channel than how I am in real life. Because in real life, I think this goes for everybody. In real life, you know how to present yourself, Obviously, there's a time and place for everything. But on the internet, especially on here, I want to curate this space where I can just be me. I can just say what I say, think what I think. Which is it's kind of weird to think about because, you wouldn't do that in real life when it's like a more personal one-on-one. But you would do that on the internet when literally anybody from all places of the world can see you. But maybe there's comfort in that, knowing that you're just a nobody on the screen and people are going to forget about you the moment they click on the next video. So I guess maybe that's the reason why. But yeah, I feel like being in school, being in university, I didn't really find my sense of purpose. I didn't really find any sense of fulfillment. And going out to parties, I don't really do that anymore. Funny saying that because I was at one a few days ago. But that doesn't count. I was kind of just there. That does count. What do you mean, man? But I mean, going out to parties, whenever I am at a party or at a function, I kind of just sit there, and sometimes I'll just remove myself completely. I'm physically there, but I'll remove myself physically, and I'll just see everybody doing their thing, and all these people it's just mindless. They're just doing what everyone else is doing, and there's no point. They don't realize there's no point. And I'm not trying to knock on like functions and going out clubbing. There's just no point. You can do it for sure. It's fun, but it doesn't give any meaning, any purpose. And people don't realize how lost they are. They're here to distract themselves from the real life problems. I think I've said that in a video before. But that's all it is, a distraction. More noise to distract you from the fact that your life is meaningless, from the fact that you have no purpose. And I don't think there is, even though I just said I find purpose in making videos and getting punched and, trying to change my community, I feel like purpose is always changing. It changes as you change. Because it's all about being fulfilled. And I'm starting to realize success isn't this one defining goal. It's constantly changing. And really, if I had to define it with like a definition, I feel like it's just living a life that you intended to live. It's your intentions. If I walk over, there's a little grill over there. If I walk to that grill and I reach that grill and I touch it, and that was my intentions, I feel like that's in a way in itself success. Obviously this is just an example, but it could be for anything. I mean, if you set your intentions on, getting that degree and you get it, I feel like you're successful. You might not be a millionaire like Elon Musk, but you're still successful. You achieved what you set out to achieve. And with purpose, I feel like that's how you get purpose, is by just finding what fulfills you and learning to embrace your true nature. I think that's it. Just going back to the topic of kindness, though. I feel like I say that, like I want to be kind, but it's impossible to be perfect, I think sometimes when people talk to me in real life, I hope I come off as a nice person, I don't mean just nice for the sake of being nice, but genuinely kind. I hope they know that I'm not perfect. I'm still human. I'm gonna say shit that you're gonna disagree with. I'm gonna do shit that you're gonna disagree with. But does that make me a bad person? No, I don't think so. I don't think there is such a thing as a bad person, just dumb people. I remember I heard that I heard that from somewhere. I forgot where. But I believe deep down we're all capable of, obviously we're all capable of it, but deep down I think we all have good intentions. Just sometimes, when bad shit happens to us, we, instead of learning how to deal with it, we take it out in the world, and then people label us as bad people. Well, that's not true. I think we're all good people with just bad circumstances. But I think, yeah, that's the point of this, is that I wanna learn how to embrace myself more, and sometimes it's not all black and white. It's not good and bad. I'm gonna, sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. I'm just gonna be unapologetically myself. I'm tired of trying to fit into other people's standards. trying to, live up to other people's expectations. I want to just be me. I hate when girls think I'm a fucking player. Come on, you think I have game? You think I'm talking like a lot of bitches? Man, I wish. Where are all these hoes at? Where are all these bitches that are supposed to be sliding into my DMs at? I've been promised that if I stay focused on my grind, I'm supposed to get girls hitting me up all the time. But that's not true. That's not true, man. I'm more lonelier than ever. But aside, I don't mind it. It's not like I have time for it anyways. And it's not like I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice, finding a romantic partner in pursuit of my goals. But when I am trying to find a partner, it's a struggle because they just be thinking I'm a player, like I'm trying to play games. I'm not trying to play games. I'm out here, chasing my dreams. Sounds mad corny, but I'm out here chasing my dreams. I don't have time for these games. So if I'm about you, I'm gonna be about you. Yeah. That's it. I'm gonna. I feel like soon I'm gonna just become my full unhinged self, and I can't wait for that because why am I saying it like that? Like that's not me right now. Anyways, the point is I want to be able to just express what's up here and just unapologetically put it into this mic, put it onto that camera, and have the world see. And whatever they judge, whatever they decide to label me as, so be it. So be it. No one's gonna remember me in like 200 years. All right. I'm not gonna end it here. Leave you off with that. So just be unapologetically yourself, because you will find your purpose. You will find your fulfillment and your purpose when you learn how to embrace yourself. That's it.